It's 9:30 a.m., 22nd day of October. We'll bring special session to order. Somervell County Commissioners Court. Let the record show Larry Halsey, John Curtis, Danny Chambers, Kenneth Wood, Don Krantz are all present. Item number one, this is just one to fill y'all in. Larry was in one of the meetings. Brian's been in a couple of meetings for Pecan Valley. The MHMR, they're using the building down there where Hill College, Beauty College was. As long, and jump in here if I say something wrong, Larry or Brian, as long as they're using that building, then we still meet all the criteria to have them in our county and service any folks that need any mental help inside this county. If and when we sell that building, which I hope is soon, then we would either decide to fund them to some degree or decide not to fund them at all. Is that the way you understood it?
Right. They said that they're not mandate, but their requirement of the state to receive their state funding is that they have a participating funding from the 6 counties that they serve. Obviously, with us being at 0, kind of throws a kink in that. Providing the building is kind of a contribution in lieu, but when the building does sell, then we really do need to kind of think about doing something. There's no minimum amount. And so, one commissioner's already volunteered $1. Won't let you know who that is, but, and I did kind of an informal survey. I checked with my colleagues of the other 5 counties. Hood County gives them $30,840. Of course, they have a pretty large presence there in Hood County.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Hood County, $30,840 a year is in their budget. Parker County, $24,005. Palo Pinto County, $11,000, and Erath County, $18,000. I did not hear back from Johnson. He was gone last week, but I can only assume that Johnson's probably pretty substantial based on their county size. Palo Pinto said that they get not most of that. They get a lot of that $11,000 back on the transport. She was talking about that they bill for the transport that they do for them. So, we were definitely not the lowest contributor in that group when we were funding it, but
we're no comparison to other counties.
Sir?
We're no comparison.
The population density.
That's correct. That's correct. And
200,000.
And Hood, they've got not only their corporate offices located there in Granbury, but they've also got another place, a pretty major place for seeing patients and clients, at Hood County. So anyway, just as an informational item.
And also, let's just take care of one problem. It's not the jail.
Right.
Situation. So this is private citizens, more or less.
Yes.
Correct. In fact, if we know that there's a situation, they'd much rather the person be in the lobby of the jail, and if it's a pretty low charge, maybe just dismiss or choose not to prosecute, and they'll take that client from there. It's a whole lot easier if they have not been magistrated into the jail.
Right. PR bond them and move on. But we just want to let y'all know what we found out on that, and when the time comes, we'll just readdress it.
So each of the 6 counties, is there an office and personnel in each of those 6 counties?
I'm understanding, yes. I didn't ask that question. I can guarantee you yes for Hood, yes for Parker, and they're building a brand new building in Palo Pinto. Erath does. Okay, so Johnson is the only one that I'm not sure, but I can almost guarantee you there's probably one in Johnson.
They're not going to bring their clients to this county. They'd have to be different officers. Now, same people travels in different offices. We don't know that.
So is somebody in that office all the time?
Laverne is what I understand. And I just happen to have the brochure. So, yes, they have one in Johnson County. And yes, Erath County. Yeah, all the counties have got a presence. with Hood County having two, their administrative offices, they're across from the high school, and then their actual service clinic, which is there on that Pirate Drive, there kind of across from that Church of Christ.
What is our contribution?
Was 13.5
Plus
the building.
They pay utilities, we pay upkeep.
And of course, this year, in this year's budget, we removed that funding completely. And that's what's prompted their meetings and things and requests for us to reconsider. And
What's our client base here?
About 8 per month. They said roughly 2 to 3 a week, and 3's pushing it. It's normally 8 a month. Isn't that what you understood?
And they will respond to the call of the jail. I'm hearing if there's an imminent threat of
They have to say, I'm
self-harm.
going to commit suicide.
Right.
The words have to literally come out of their mouths.
They will respond to that.
So in their absence from this county, what would happen?
If we did ask that question, if we put any kind of funding and they didn't have a building here, say we gave $500 a year, okay, the clients would have to go to Hood County to see their office to get help.
Is that what we've done in the past?
Apparently.
A long time ago?
Yeah, apparently they had an office down there by the senior center for a long time. And then they moved out here for several years, and then I guess around 13, 14, Mike Ford and them worked this out to come back to Somervell County. Now, where the folks went during that absence, I never got that answer. I asked it 2 or 3 times. I never got that answer. Did you hear, Larry?
No.
I kept saying, what happened when y'all left
No,
here?
it was kind of, it was, really, the meeting was about, I think, was taking care of our jail problem, and they said that's a separate contract.
Right, exactly.
It's kind of like buying a warranty on a car and find out it's not covered. Just about what
Well,
I got out of it.
and in their defense, some of this is new legislation
Right.
requirements that are coming.
And
from
they
the state
justified
around
themselves, but it wasn't,
that is coming in 2020.
September 2020.
Right, where we got to have all of this extra stuff, and it's named after that lady down
Sandra
in Walker
Bland.
County
Oh, yeah.
that committed suicide.
Telemental health.
Yes. And so, and of course they've reached out looking for alternative places to office. We recommended the hospital, but I don't think that's going to work, or it's not going to work well for them.
if we sell the building and if we wanted to continue, we could move them to the jail.
Yeah.
Like I said the other day, we do have one office over here inside this courthouse. It was remodeled. It's never been used yet. Well, I guess it was for a short time until he resigned or whatever he did. So it's got brand new floors, walls, whole shooting match. But it's just something to give y'all an idea that what we may have to face in a few months. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we sell the building we had to face it.
Absolutely. And then we've also got some cash too that we can,
Remodel.
you know.
Well, anything else on Con Valley? Item number 2, discuss approve T-Code certification intermediate, advanced, and master level pay increase for fire marshal and assistant of $50 per level achieved. This would be Paula and Mark if they've got anything to. I know we're already doing the other one, started last May. I think we voted on that. So anything anybody like to say about this, to this, what it is, how much it is? I think they're digging numbers right now.
I'm just verifying that I told you what we had budgeted. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the disconnect is what we had budgeted was the correct amount, but once again, that supporting salary schedule did not list it.
Right here.
Yeah. So we're trying to do some cleanup there on those. So, but the budget monies were already approved.
Right.
the budget line items were there.
So like the golf course, the budget was right, it was just a sheet that accompanied it was wrong.
Correct.
And there's a lot of cleanup left to do on this sheet, correct?
Correct.
And I think we've got other positions throughout there that exist and don't exist that we need to go through and like clean it up from top to bottom, the whole thing.
But this is not going to change anything in the budget, because the budget used the real numbers. We had the real numbers of that proposed amount in the budget.
So you need a motion?
Yes, I do.
I'll make it.
I have a motion by Larry. Second. I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or comments?
Yes, I do. This sheet here, all right, this staffing list,
Yes, sir.
should that not be broken down by individual?
Well, we tried not to do it by individual because that's a public record document.
Okay, then we should have
So we broke it by position.
but we have a document somewhere that's not public, right?
That's correct. The treasurer's office, and of course it could be requested, but yes, sir.
Well, my point being is, I think that we need to know individually.
And that information is available to
Okay,
you.
that's it.
And I've got some old ones that's individual.
I did too.
The treasurer
I didn't know
maintains
if
that.
this was taking the place of that.
The treasurer maintains that
I got
list.
you.
So just let her know.
You've
would like
answered
to
my
see it.
question.
And while we're talking about that list right quick, where are we headed as far as updating and clarifying and changing, and how we're all going to get together and make that happen and bring it back to the court again? Yeah, this new.
Well, I was kind of waiting on things to settle down, because it seems like every couple days somebody comes in my office and says, "Oh, this is not right."
Yeah, I was hoping
So-
somebody's making notes is what I was hoping somewhere, so when we do get it, we'll get it right. And then I think there's a position or two that's actually missing. I think on golf course there's some there that don't even exist anymore. We need to delete, so on and so forth.
Let's shoot for the December court.
December court, have it
December
totally
regular
updated.
court, that gives her one more month to, the month of
Clean it
November.
up.
Clean, you know.
And I would love it if, like, Brian would look at it and make sure that nothing
Yeah.
else has been promised, and
Okay.
maintaining, and
Have all of us, our department heads, elected officials, HR, whatever. Everybody goes over their specific group and then get it right.
So that gives us a month to get it. We'll present it at the December regular court meeting.
Because we hand this out to every elected official and department head and say, clean your part up, and then get it all cleaned up. All right.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Can I say something?
You bet.
I don't have to do this again, okay? But this needs to be, we're voting back here on this,
Mhm.
and it should be right, because the assumption we're making is when we see the nodding heads, when we look out there and say, is this right? And we get the nod, yes, it should be right. And it should be implemented according to policy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This was a new schedule, mind you. This was the first year this schedule was put in there. So
Okay.
we're having some growing pains with that. So
Need to learn from it, and we need to be able to back our timeline up for implementation purposes. Okay, thank you.
All right. I've got a motion by Larry and a second by Kenneth on item number 2, dealing with master level increase for fire marshal and assistants. Any further discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 3, discuss take action on approval of Texas Tourism Grant for Extreme Cowboy World Championship at Expo Center.
yes, this was presented to me. They have been awarded a grant from the Economic Development and Tourism Department of the Governor's Office for the Extreme Cowboy World Championship, which is going to be held at the Expo Center November 6th through the 11th. Each one of you should have been included in the notification of the award. So we need to, a couple of things is the Expo has requested the payment of $10,000 to the Extreme Cowboy for their event costs, and you'll see that on your check register sheet. And associated with it, so we need to basically approve this grant and approve the funding of it.
Who makes the motion? I have a motion by Kenneth to
Second.
approve the funding. I have a second by John. Any further questions or discussion for Frank or Brian? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 4, approved budget transfers.
There are none.
Hallelujah.
Wow. All right. No action on number 4. Item number 5, pay county bills.
You'll see that page that was put on your desk, including the $10,000 to the Extreme Cowboy Association. The grand total is $15,242.58 to be paid out.
Make a motion to pay our bills.
Have a motion by Kenneth to pay our bills.
Got a second.
Have a second by Don. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor said motion. 5 for, 0 against. You still want to go into executive session and discuss what was the email and everything I think everybody received? Frank, if you want to just stick around just a little while, I think we'll meet with Larry and Brian and myself after this. Yeah. I don't think executive session will take too long, I don't think. All right, we will return executive session at 9:44 on Monday, 22nd.
It's back on.
You ready? All right, it is 10:31. Somervell County Commissioners Court will reconvene in open session. And we have one action, I believe, to be made on executive session. John, would you like to word that motion?
I'll make a motion that we rescind the temporary staffing list for 2019 and update it with the values that were voted upon when we approved the budget.
I have a motion by John.
Second.
I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against.
Will you make sure Paula knows?
Yes. Do we have another motion?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I have a motion to adjourn.
I second the
I have
motion.
a second by Don. All in favor? 5 for, 0 against at 10:32 a.m. Monday morning. Thank you, gentlemen. I ain't seconding that one.